from his man.
Oh, poppycock time.
And bets 165,000.
Just very interesting poker.
I love this play. When you call a flop with no hand and no draw with the intention of stealing the pot later on, that is playing some poker.
Well, don't forget, too, Gavin is saying if this guy had a king, he would have raised before the flop. He did not. Therefore, Gavin's saying he doesn't have a king. He is bluffing. I'm going to try to take it away from him. He's going to get a call down.
Yep, he's called 165,000 here.
Solid call. He would love to hit a card on the river.
Well, he's looking for a 9 or an ace for sure.
Didn't get it. It's a 10 of diamonds.
No help to either player. Action is on Chris. Chris has the best hand with queen high here, but how would you know it?
You wouldn't think so.
450.
Oh, look at this. He's going to bet 450,000.
This is amazing. Vince, he has just taken the play away from Gavin.
Hey, you don't catch, but you bet anyhow. Just brilliant.
Well, now the only way Gavin can win this pot is to re-raise. He's got to come over the top for about all his chips, in fact. Has been put in a barrel here, Vince.
Oh, boy. That is an insult to injury right there for Gavin Smith. Gavin lays it down. Just a brilliant play.
Chris Bell just continuing to change gears. Check raising, leading out, playing extremely well here at this final table.
I found myself some Chris fans. Michael and Chip, professional poker players. You guys have been in his spot. What advice could you give Chris?
I can't give him any advice. He's playing great out there. It seems he's got a great read on the table.
Well, what's it like to be out there under all the lights?
It's a lot of pressure, but he seems to be really shining right now. He's doing everything right, so just keep it up, I guess.
Getting back down to the table. Action's going to be on the hitman, Ted Forrest. This time he looks down at a big hand, ace-jack of clubs.
Ted is a consummate pro.
140.
Far more experienced than these other two guys at the table.
He raises $90,000.
Makes it 140,000 to go.
Chris Bell staring down at a 7-6, a little suited connector.
Well, it's the kind of hand you like to see a flop with. If you hit this hand, maybe you can take a guy's chips from him.
He's now our chip leader with close to $2.6 million. And he's going to call it.
Yep, he's making the call, hoping to get lucky and hit a flop.
Gavin Smith with king 5. No, he's going to throw it away. So two-way action, Ted Forrest and Chris Bell.
Ted with the ace-jack of clubs. Chris Bell with the 7-6 of diamonds. Here comes the flop. Well, it's come Jack 8-7.
Oh, boy. Big hand there for Ted Forrest. Top pair with the ace kicker.
Chris is flop bottom pair.
Chris quickly checks.
Ted has top pair and top kicker, as we say, and bets 170. And without hesitation, Chris Bell calls him.
He doesn't buy it. Ted hitting his top pair on the flop, and he's getting action.
So Chris Bell, not even thinking for a moment, just quickly calls with the 2 7s.
Okay, here comes the turn card. It's a deuce of spades. Helps neither player.
Well, again, Chris checks. Well, nearly 700,000 in the pot right now.
250.
Now, Ted bets 250,000. This is not a very big bet into a pot that has nearly 700,000 in it.
Well, he loves his hand. He feels he's in great shape. We know because of the WPT cam, he is indeed.
You're right. He wants to get some value out of this hand. He wants his man to continue calling.
700,000.
Oh, without hesitation, Chris Bell raising here, Vince.
Oh, I cannot believe it.
He's making it 700,000 to go. He's re-raised 450,000.
Well, the interesting thing, he doesn't believe Ted. Ted raised before the flop. He doesn't think he hit a jack. He thinks he could possibly take this pot away right now.
Well, he's sure trying to do it.
We know Ted is actually pretty strong here. Now, you can't get away from this, you would figure.
Well, you certainly thought you had the best hand, but now you start thinking, whoa, did this guy flop a straight? Did he flop 3 of a kind?
Is he 4 flushing with a pair? We know he only has a little pair, a piece of it, pair of 7s. He believes he's actually out in front. He thinks Ted raised before the flop, didn't hit, thinks he can get him out of this pot right now. So that's the brilliance of the raise.
There is no way Ted's going to put him on 2 7s here.
I know.
Because of the WPT hole cam by Budweiser, we can see that Ted is far in front here, but when you're sitting at that table, you're going for $1 million, and the man's check raised you about $500,000. Let me tell you, one pair doesn't look so attractive anymore.
Oh, boy. Boy, but look at this. He's going to make a call. Just a terrific call right
Yes,
there.
it is. What a call by Ted Forrest here. And Chris Bell did not like it, I can tell you that.
This is a massive pot right
Well,
now.
over $2 million in the pot.
River card coming up. Here it is.
Oh, it's a 7.
Oh.
Chris Bell has made 3 sevens. He hit the slot machine here. He now has the best hand. Wow.
Absolute disaster here.
This is unbelievable.
You make the right move, he's going to get punished.
And if Ted called on the turn, how's he going to fold a bet now here on the river?
And look at Chris doing every type of Marlon Brando take he could possibly think of. Just going to milk this like a Holstein. And here it comes.
Vince, notice what happened here, though. You know, when he raised a minute ago, it was instantly in with nothing.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, he's made a big hand, and now he's taking his time on making a bet here.
It's so true. It's so true. We get to see this performance live here. There's subtleties, but I tell you, it's what's at stake is so big. You got to do this. You got to be this good of an actor.
Well, he's looking back at his 2 cards to make sure he has that third 7. He can't believe he hit 3 sevens.
Lips trembling, talking to himself, mumbling, little mumbles. Remember this, folks.
I'm all in.
And now he says, I'm all in.
Oh, there it is.
Well, he's gone all in. He took all that time, and then he moved all in, and now he's gotten up and walked away from the table, and Ted just eyeing him like a fox.
Oh, it's just a complete debacle for Ted Forrest. Poor guy makes a brilliant move, playing this hand so well.
Well, let me tell you, you call him on the turn because you think you have the best hand, and now all of a sudden the guy's moved in on the river. I mean, Ted is never going to put him on a pair of 7s here when he made that $500,000 raise. Tell you something, Ted Forrest has had some of the toughest decisions to make here in the last few pots. I mean, really, really tough decisions. And he's looking up to the sky for help here, Vince.
I used to chip jet there. I just went all in, and now I ain't got no pressure on me. Too hot.
Telling you, in the high-stakes poker games and in any poker game, Ted Forrest can read his opponents as well as anybody. And now he's listening to Chris over there, saying if you just move all in, you don't have to worry about anything. You just move in.
Yeah, if he calls, it's over there for Ted Forrest. Let's not forget that. He's making a great laydown.
Wow. What a laydown by Ted Forrest. We saw him make a great laydown a moment ago against Gavin Smith. Now he's done it against Chris Bell. That is just incredible to me, Vance, that this guy can make that laydown in this situation.
At every step of this hand, he did the right thing. Absolutely perfectly played. Outcome not happening his way, but just brilliant defensive play right there by Ted Forrest. We're coming back with more incredible action from the Mirage here.
Well, Vince, not tonight, I can tell you that. Stories about this poker game are going to be heard around the world. We are seeing some incredible poker here tonight at the Mirage Poker Showdown.
Well, we started with 317 players, and these 3 guys, I tell you something, these are gambling guys. You're going to be seeing these guys for years to come, believe me, on the World Poker Tour. Action back on Chris Bell this time. Looks down at King 7 offsuit.
He lays down king high on the button.
Now Gavin Smith with a 10-8 of diamonds.
Well, he's going to call, wants to see a flop with that hand.
But the hitman, Ted Forrest, with ace-7 of hearts, a nice starting hand. Let's see if he punches this up a little bit.
Yep, he's going to raise it here.
Yes, he does.
Because you're going to pay a little more. You want to see a cheap flop.
He's on the short stack right now with about $1 million. He could use this pot.
Well, he's made it $180,000 to go. Raised it $130,000, and Gavin's going to make the call. He wants to see a flop. So Gavin Smith with the 10-8 of diamonds, Ted Forrest with the ace-7 of hearts, $375,000 in the pot. Here comes the flop. Well, it's queen 8-5. Gavin has made 2 8s on the flop,
All in.
and he's gone all in, Vance.
Man, just a strong bet. Ted has to fold it.
Gavin just saying to him, if you can beat these 8s, my friend, good luck to you. Took the play away from Ted there and picks up the pot.
Right now, you could boil a pot of coffee on Ted Forrest's head. He is steaming.
Well, you're right, Vince. You see he's taking his jacket off, so you know he's feeling a little warm here right now. Gavin Smith taking that pot down, and right now, Chris Bell in good shape, our chip leader, with about $3.6 million in chips. Gavin now has about $1.9 million. And Vince, Ted Forrest with only $900,000. He's got to feel like he's in the funnel of a tornado getting banged around here right now.
Action's going to go back down on Chris Bell. He's going to look down at ace-9 this time with the button in front.
And he bets 200,000.
Yes, he does. Into our man, Gavin Smith. Oh, but Gavin also a big hand. Ace-Jack.
Yep. Dominating Chris right now, and he's reaching for more chips, Vince. He's going to come over the top,
Yes, he
and he
is.
makes it 600,000 to go.
Oh, Ted Forrest just wincing there because he's got ace-8.
Well, it's the kind of hand you might play against one player, but when it's been raised and re-raised, can't imagine Ted playing this. And no, he lays it down. Nice lay down.
So now Chris Bell, the chip leader, making the raise with the button in a nice position with ace-9. He gets raised. Now what do you do?
That's going to cost him 400,000 more to call this. He is dominated right now, as we say.
He's pretty much moving all in no matter what the flop is, huh?
What's that, brother?
You're pretty much moving all in no matter what the flop is, huh?
Well, listen to that.
I can't guarantee that.
Well, Chris said, you know, I know if I call this raise, you're going to move all in on the flop. It doesn't matter what comes out there.
Gavin says, I can't
400 more?
guarantee that. I like that remark.
Ace-9 could be a trap hand for Chris here if he gets involved with this spot.
Look at these guys looking at each other.
Well, he's the chip leader. He can afford to make it, but you're not crazy about calling a $400,000 re-raise with ace-9, but Chris Bell is doing it. So now we have over $1.2 million in the pot. Gavin Smith in great shape. He's got ace-jack. Chris Bell with the ace-9.
Well, this is a great opportunity for Gavin Smith.
Here comes the flop. Oh, what a flop for Chris. It's come 9-7-5.
And Gavin quickly says, I'm going all in.
Chris was right about it. He said Gavin's going to go all in on the flop. That's exactly what happened. And Chris has called him, and he is going to love it right now, Vince. He's right about that. Look at him. Takes his hat off in disgust that he was out flopped.
Just a tremendous flop there for Chris Bell. But I'll tell you something, Ted Forrest jumping up and down because he's saying, listen, if Gavin goes away here, I can move up to second place prize money. Here's the turn card. It's a 7.
Well, we're down to the river card. Gavin Smith looking up saying, I can't believe it.
Deuce.
Can I ever catch a jack? Please give it to me now.
Red deuce.
He did it! He has done it! Wow! Wow! Is that unbelievable or what? Gavin Smith spiked the jack on the river to win this pot.
Just enjoying that suck out right there.
Folks, I'll tell you one thing. Gavin Smith ever wants to high-five it, get out of the way.
What a card.
Well, in fairness to Gavin, he had the best hand when he raised before the flop. He got out flop, but boy, did he get lucky on the river to spike a jack.
And Gavin was looking so disgusted. I mean, he was disillusioned. He thought it was truly over. You never think you're going to hit that kind of card in this kind of moment on TV, on the World Poker Tour, and he did it. 3 players still remain. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more on the World Poker Tour.
Outer on the river, Vince. Those kind of things will put you in the padded cell. Chris, a 4-year pro, former business major from NC State. He's got to feel like a guy from North Carolina just made a half-court shot at the buzzer to beat him.
This game is playing fast, but they're going to play even faster because the antes and blinds are going up once again. Antes $10,000, but the blind's going to be $40,000 and $80,000.
Well, Ted Forrest continuing in the downward spiral, Vince.
Oh, very dejected on the short stack with a $500,000 action on Gavin Smith. This time he picks up number 99.
300.
Comes in for 300,000.
Nice raise into Ted Forrest. Ted's got a decent hand, ace-7.
You know, Ted knows the blinds and antes have gone up. Cost him 150,000 every 3 pots to play. He's only got about a $500,000 left. Is he going to make a stand here?
I'm all in.
He's gone all in.
He's doing it.
And look at this, Chris Bell getting up because he's got big slick, ace-king.
He saw Gavin raise it and Ted go all in, and now he's picked up big slick.
What a knife fight going on in this hand.
Vince, this is a huge hand. He knows Ted might be a little desperate. He saw Gavin raise on the button.
Yeah, 3-handed, get big slick. That is a very strong starting hand.
About a $500,000 to call here. He's got a couple million in chips.
I'm all in.
He's gone over the top of both of them. He's gone all in.
And Gavin Smith, the guy with the best hand at this point, he's got a decision now.
Now, Gavin could make the call because he's got about $3.7 million, but
Or know how much that is.
Well, Gavin wants to know how much it is. It's a little over $2 million, Gavin.